Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, Olivia. You guys all know me. I have 11 subs. But since I really like explaining things and I'm good at explaining things, and I like theories of all sorts, especially in creepy things like I know FNAF is irrelevant now. According to this one YouTuber, as a joke he said it was irrelevant. But I like proving creepy things and how they relate to the real world. So today, I decided I will help you guys. I'm not going to start with the first one of this series, but it's a 5, soon to be 6 part, possibly of June 19th, because that's a relevant date in this. But there's this one guy that really interested me with his theories about it, and I'd like to share some of my own. He's the dude from YouTube Explained, and he explains lots of things. So I'm going to start with the 4th one of the series, but I'm going to explain some Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. We're going to watch the video if you never have before. Hopefully I don't get any things from this. But as it uploads, wrong way, in the screen over here, ooh, look at it upload, I'll explain. Here we go.
Oh, I guess it's my turn to choose a card. Let's see. What is the biggest thing in the world?
That's a tricky one.
A mountain? A sky? A windmill?
If only there was a way to learn more about the world.
Yes, if only there was some way to learn more information about this.
I think that.
Wow, look!
I'm a computer guy. Everything made out of buttons and wires. I'd like to show you inside my digital life, inside my mind.
Okay, so this one sort of gets creepy right off the bat with that, and then the whole "don't touch me" thing. But it just gets creepy right off the bat.
What is the biggest thing?
I'm very clever guy.
Wow.
Down to a 50 in the blink of my eye. I'm into a picture, and then I tell you the time.
It's actually hard to see this.
No, it's easy to be a clever, smart boy like me. If you just do it all digitally.
Wow.
See, creepy right off.
I outsmarted a computer.
Actually, we already have a computer.
Great news! Now, before we begin our journey, I just need to get some information from you. What's your name? Where do you live? What do you like to eat? I live in my house.
Spaghetti!
Great news! Now just a few more questions and we'll be on our way.
Wait a second.
What's your favourite colour? Do you like cows or goats? Do you have brown hair? What is your blood type? Are you a
Shut up!
touch me?
What?
Here it goes. Motherfuck.
My digital world, everything made out of numbers and codes.
Oh yeah! Wow! To the computer.
I don't get it. How can it be? If I'm sitting at home, but I'm inside the screen.
You're not you. You're your digital you. Virtual real is controlled by real you. If he's not quite real, then I'm not real too. And you're not real you. He's inside your real you.
Oh wow, how amazing and interesting too. But in this digital world, what can we do? What can we do?
Good question. Well, it's up to you. In the digital world,
This gets really weird right here.
Wow, look at my chart.
you're a digital dancer. Hey, this is fun.
Wow, look at my chart.
You're a digital dancer. Hey, this is fun.
Wow, look at line graph.
You're a digital dancer.
Wow, look at oblong.
You're a digital dancer. Hey, this is fun.
Okay, so that's Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. 4. That's the 4th one. But as you can see, I don't want to, and I'm going to do it with that one, then 3, then 2, then 1, then 5. Wait. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. So we're going to go backwards. I'm going to try and upload them all in like a general same time. The thing is, the 5th one, I'll explain what happened at the end with his head exploding and the weird set. I'll explain that one when we watch the 5th one, because something else happens and it will make way more sense. But I'm not subject to all my theories. A lot of them come from the YouTube explained guy. Can't remember his name right now, but he's really cool. I think he's from Ireland or somewhere in that area. But you see, this one I wanted to do because 2 reasons. 1, suspense because that one thing. And 2, because, wait, maybe I'll just do all the ones in this episode and it'll be a really long episode. Yeah. But, so, my theory, I want to do this one because it's one I'm having harder time grasping what it has to do with how all my other theories chain together. But it's like, it's kind of like, I see it as technology's taking over our lives. That's how I see it. Because they're like everything, like the digital style, using the bar graphs, and then the dancing, we're using the internet for like nonsense and stuff. But like that's how I see part of it. Fixing my necklaces. But I see that part of it, and then it goes into like a whole nother vast thing of just technology. Like, I think the other thing was when the guy said, we already have a computer. And then he said, like, cut him off or something. Because it's like, don't want to be rude to any companies here, so I'm just going to make up names. Like, Banana says, the Banana company is like, no, don't buy this robot product. I'm not using actual names, I'm using synonyms and other makeup names. But it's like the two companies, like bigger brand name companies, and they're saying, don't buy this company, stop, ignore their existence. That's kind of what I saw there with the one computer dissing the other one. It's like companies trying to pull you into picking which one you should pick. And my theory generally for all of them is that companies are telling us to, like, and like it's about the real world. And they make it so dark and gruesome because that's the real world. I mean, there are a lot of positives in the real world. They're just showing the darker aspect of there is a lot of evil, and we should acknowledge it. So let me bring up the next video with this little block thing. Got to get the next one. Now we're going to watch 3. Do 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 do. Boo 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 boo. Do 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 do. There's an advertisement. No, I'm not gonna watch out for Krampus. Sounds like a type of disease. Krampus. Doesn't it? Alright. Get the YouTube URL. Ah! My English is terrible, by the way. It is loading. Let's watch the 3rd video. Alright, the 3rd one. Pretty damn weird. Okay, now as you can see, there's a little date down there that said June 19th. That's a relevant date in the series. Make sure you keep thinking of that.
Isn't it nice to finally be outside on such a beautiful day?
Yes, and I've packed us a delicious chicken picnic.
I would eat that.
Huh?
Pesky bee.
He seems upset about something. I wonder what will happen.
Yes.
It makes you sad, doesn't it?
Huh?
That there's so much hatred in the world. I hope you don't mind if I ask you a question.
A little baby pigeon.
Have you ever wondered why we're here? What's it all about? You've no idea. And everywhere you look, all you see is hatred and darkness, death and fear. But you know it doesn't have to be that I hate you and you hate me. 'Cause even though we're different, it doesn't make a difference, and we can live in harmony. I know you don't know who I am, but maybe I can hold your hand, and together we could understand about love.
Huh? I feel tingly.
Yes, that's love, my friend, and it's time for you to learn all about it. Feel like life's unfair. Everybody hates you, no one cares. But if you follow me, maybe you will see that love is everywhere.
What is love? Is it in the sky?
No, it's a feeling deep inside.
Because I'm hungry.
No, you're lonely. I can see it in your eyes.
I don't understand.
Don't worry, you will soon. Come and meet some of my friends. They know all about love. Come on, just over the rainbow.
Oh look, there he goes, flying through the sky.
Maybe we should follow him, or we'll get left behind.
Yes, but there's lots of chicken left. I'd like to eat the chicken.
I'd also like to eat the chicken. Let's do that instead.
So here we are with all my friends, and they love you, all of them.
Yes, we do.
It is true!
We love you.
You love us too.
Here comes.
I love you too, Berry Boy.
Now we've eaten the
That's
chicken,
sexual.
I don't know what to do.
Maybe we should look for our friend. Isn't that what friends do? And we have finished the chicken picnic.
To love each other is to care, to be kind.
And to share. I love my friends, I give them a hug.
I made this for you because I love you so much.
I love my pet cookies and crab.
I love this tea, and I love this stick, and I love
No,
this mouth.
that's not how it's done. You must save your love for your special one.
My special one?
Everyone
Okay.
has a special one.
No.
Me? I am lonely.
Yes, it's true, but do not worry. You're confused, but that's okay. Let me put it another way.
This is the story of Michael, the loneliest boy in town. This is the story of Michael, the ugliest boy in town. Ugly and weak, they call him a freak. He lived on his own underground. He lived on his own underground. He lived on his own underground.
You see, everyone has a special one.
Even Michael.
Your heart beats hard like a big love drum, calling for your special one.
So we play
He's drumming off beat.
Your special
That's
one.
percussion.
He's made for her.
And she's made for him.
That's the way it's always been.
And it's perfect.
And it's pure.
And it's protected with a ring.
That's the way that love goes. Like a flower, it grows and grows.
Never.
And forever.
And we all worship our king. Our king. Our king. His name is Malcolm.
He is the king of love.
We must feed him.
We must feed him gravel.
Or he becomes angry.
Why do they spell everything wrong?
And this is your chance to start anew. And all we're asking you to do
Just change your name.
In your brain.
forget about anything you ever knew.
And your heart will find its home.
And our love will never go.
Now wear this ring and join the team, and you will never be alone.
Oh, there you are. We've been looking for you all afternoon.
We're sorry we upset you, but look, we've brought you the last boiled egg to cheer you up.
I guess it must be because we love you.
For me?
Pesky bee.
Okay, now watch the credits. Just do it. Specifically the background. Okay. So about Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared 3. As you could obviously tell, it got a bit weird at the end, but not the morbid weird we're used to. So they decided to add in the morbidness by the chicken and the pesky bee. But this one is about relationships and religion, I assume, because talking about Malcolm, and like, I see it as religions are trying to make you believe only what they think and not letting you express yourself to other religions or not being religious. Because most religions, you'll change your name and then they'll make you forget about everything you've ever known just so that you can believe in another being. I'm not against religion at all. I respect everyone's authority. I'm just saying that's what they're saying. And it is semi-true for lots of religions, specifically cults. But like, and then the wrist thing where it goes down around his wrist, that's about the binding into that religion and how you'll never leave it. Another thing is, in the marriage thing, it said that everyone has a special one, and all the times they talked about that is Mr. and Mrs. or guy and girl dolls, or when he had the female version of like him as his special one. I sort of see that as the whole religious part of it as well, about how it says that man and woman were made for each other. And I think that sort of goes against like the gays and the pans and stuff saying that they can't be together and that their special one has to be of the opposite gender. And I am one of those people who is like not for and not against, and I have friends like that, and it's just how the world outviews things. But at the end you see when he does the love you, that you can express love any way you need to, and love has no boundaries. And the whole thing. Now about the end credits, where you see Malcolm being burnt. That is like sort of more of the religious thing about how like we despise, sort of like other religions will despise. It's kind of like when people would burn crosses. That's kind of what they're showing there is symbolism of that. Now let me bring up the next one through URL. Also, if you guys have like any views or opinions over this, please feel free to share them in the comments of this video. I'm sorry this is a longer video, but that's kind of how it's got to be, because I didn't want to separate them, because then I might forget my theories, and I want my theories to lead into the next one. But I'll be right back. I need to do a thing real quick, waiting for this to load. There we go. It's all up and loaded. By the way, if like it shakes, it's because I'm filming from a laptop on my bed through a computer program that lets me upload YouTube URLs. So, this and FNAF ones are probably the only types of videos I'm doing. I wouldn't consider this a reaction. I consider it more of a theory video, because even though I'm showing you them and reacting to certain things in the middle of videos, I'm reacting because I'm trying to express my theories to you about them. So it will be considered a theory video in my book. You consider it whatever you want. But let's watch FNAF 2, which is Time. This one I found sort of creepy because of the Inception thing.
Come on guys, stop mucking around. We only have 5 minutes until our show's on.
That's not enough time.
There's always time for a song.
Oh great. Here we go.
Who is that?
Time is a tool you can put on the wall or wear it on your wrist.
Okay, see how they spell things wrong? That's the key.
The future doesn't exist.
Oh.
What's the time? It's 9:15. Time to have a bath.
What do you mean? We're already clean.
Scrub, scrub, scrub till the water's brown. Time is a ruler to measure the day. It doesn't go backwards, only one way. Watch
Syringe.
it go round like a merry-go-round. Going so fast like a merry-go-round.
Let's go on a journey through all time, a time that's changing all the time. It's time to go to time.
But we don't really.
My friend John will sing this all the time.
We're going to miss our show.
Don't be stupid, friends. Come on, it's time to go. Time was old, like a Victorian time. With cobbles and playing and speaking in rhyme.
With cobbles and chimneys, a simpler time.
This tree that is old has circles inside.
The tree that is older has shriveled and died.
The apple that's fresh is baked to the core.
I'm not over time.
Not anymore.
I'm controlled by the moon of the sun.
Kids are
I'm fast. I'm a piece of around.
I read it down.
Okay, I wasn't supposed to do that, but then just made it more creepy.
And then what happened after the olden days?
Time went new and got old like history. Stuff from the past went into a mystery.
An old man
But
died.
look, a computer. Everything's cool. It's the future. Time is now. The future are new. And look at all the wonderful things you can do with gadgets and gizmos and email addresses.
My dad is a computer.
Look at the time.
It's 8:45. There's fish on my plate.
It's 8:20. There's fish on my tray.
It's 11:12. There's fish in the bath.
It's 9:30. There's fish everywhere.
It's okay.
Fish everywhere.
Now you can see the importance of time. It helps us make pizza.
Okay, this is really important at the
When did
end.
it start?
And when will it stop?
Time is important, and I am a clock.
If we run out of time, then where does it go?
Get ready.
Time even real? Does anyone know?
Maybe time's just a construct of human perception. And it
This is
was
true.
created by...
Sunrise, sunset.
R.I.P.
night and
headphone
day,
users.
changing seasons, the smell of hay. Look at your hair.
I'm gonna put a warning
Isn't
about
it
that.
Strange how time makes your appearance change.
Here we go. This is really morbid.
Make it stop!
It's out of my hands. I'm only a clock. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll be fine. But eventually, everyone runs out of time.
Okay, so that was Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared 2, aka Time. That one I had is very weird. It talks about, like, this one isn't really one based on society, but it is based on real life. How the construct of time might just be a concept of our human minds. Like, we think time was just made by us. Time wasn't something that was really planned out. We just did some math and figured out this thing called time. And it's really... And also you saw the picture, which is in between the two. I'll explain later once we've watched every video. But, like, it's so interesting how they, like... But, like, your mind is opened up when you really learn what they're trying to do with these videos. And maybe our theories are completely off. Maybe we're just not right. But usually once all theories are put together like a puzzle, we all eventually figure out everything, how one thing links to the next, and how we're correct. But this sort of like was the concept of time, and like, he's a terrible singer, but this one's hard for me to explain too. I don't really know how to put it into words quickly, because I'm trying to think as I'm just basically procrastinating. Moment of silence while I think. It's just mind-boggling. Well, let's try the first video. Here we go, Mario. Oh, jeez. I don't know why I'm watching these. These used to give me nightmares. And my friends, like, told me about these. I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. And then, like, they show me and I'm like, what did you do? Okay. Here's the first one. Let's watch this. It's gonna be so weird. This is the first one. Starts out really quiet. June 19th. I think maybe maybe during the beginning of this video when there's no talking, they were trying to set up the scale for the whole 6 series thing. Maybe there will be a 7th video. We just know there's probably going to be 6 though, because they said all will be explained.
What's your favourite idea? Mine is being creative.
How do you get that idea?
I just tried to think creatively. Now when you look at this orange, tell me please, what do you see?
It's just a boring old orange.
Maybe to you, but not to me. I see a silly face, walking along smiling at me.
I don't see what you mean.
Cause you're not thinking creatively. So take a look at my hair. I use my hair to express myself.
That sounds really boring.
I use my hair to express myself. Now, when you stare at the clouds in the sky, don't you find it exciting?
No.
Come on, take another look.
Wait, I can see a hat. I can see a cat. I can see a man with a baseball bat. I can see a dog. I can see a frog. I can see a ladder leaning on a log.
Think you're getting the hang of it now. Using your minds to have a good time.
I might paint a picture of a clown.
Whoa there, friend, you might need to slow down.
Okay, this is a key concept right here.
Here's another good tip of how to be a creative whiz kid. Go and collect some leaves and sticks and arrange them into your favourite colour. Green is nice to
More
create.
important.
There's one more thing that you need to know before you let your creativity flow. Listen to your heart, listen to the rain, listen to the voices in your brain. Come on guys, let's get creative!
AKA morbid.
Get creative!
I'm not okay with this. Here we go. Death potatoes.
Now let's all agree to never be creative again.
Yep. So that's Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. The first one that came out. Sort of like when I saw the first one, I kind of like expected it to not be creepy from the intro. Because my friends were like, it's terrifying. And I look at it, I'm like, this isn't creepy at all. And I thought it was going to be a really interesting video. Now, and then I got like kind of creeped out and had nightmares. But first thing, do you remember when you were a young kid and you had art class in like 2nd or 3rd grade and you had to do a project exactly a certain way with perfect rules and boundaries to get an A? Well, that's kind of what it's saying. How you can be creative, but you have to do this and you have to do this and you're not allowed to do that. And you have to follow all these rules. It's just like society. You can do whatever you want. You just can't do this, 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 and an infinite list of not doing that. It's pretty much explaining that. And that's what they're trying to say. Now, in the art class I'm in with a really good teacher, we're allowed to, like, she'll give us, like, a small boundary and then be like, do whatever you want. Even last week of school, she just let us do whatever we want with art. I mean, we had an in-between project when we were done with projects. It's up there. I call it Sherlock Holmes meets a flock of birds. There's this bird stencil that we had, and it connected some way, and it was like a fitting into each other. Then I just spludged it up with black paint and weird colors of paint, and then drew the smiley face from the wall, and it looks really weird. But it's trying to say, they're basically lying to you. Like, saying, we're a free country, but you have to pay bunches of taxes, go to work, live a life, and do all these other things to be perfect. And it's like, no, I don't want to do this kind of stuff. Okay, putting up the next video. Got to look it up on the internet. This is the 5th video we're going to watch now. And I did these backwards because I felt like this would explain it more. So let me get the URL. Because once the 5th video is done, then you'll look back at all the other videos and be like, oh my gosh, that makes so much more sense now. There's one thing you'll notice right off the bat in this video, like about 10 seconds in. Something is missing. And you gotta think back to the end of video 4 and think exactly what he saw and then be like, oh. But I'll explain everything at the end of this video. This one I didn't think was as creepy, but you know, static. Here we go. What is missing?
Something's different.
Yes, it is.
Something's missing.
It is. You probably guessed it by now.
Is it this guy?
Fish and chips. Steak and beef. Chicken chow. Grapes and eggs. Steak. Eggs.
He's a good drummer.
Are you hungry? You look to be a bit hungry.
No.
Think back to video 3. This will be funny later.
That's your body. Hungry comes from your body.
Get off me.
But your body, it must have to be healthy.
What's that? A tasty snack? You don't want to go and eat a snack like that.
Greedy to eat all that, you'll end up with your teeth all grey.
Do 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 do
Do
do.
do 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 it healthy.
Okay,
Who's talking?
watch what they say is healthy.
What?
Let's get healthy now.
Okay, so the phone is red. Keep that in mind, and I'll explain later. And then see what happens when he answers the phone. And why the phone is red.
Hello?
To know what's right from wrong. You see, the body is like a special house with blood, hair, and organs in the different
I'll be
rooms.
right back.
Oh,
Keep
look,
watching.
there's
Keep
Mr.
things in
Bladder
mind.
the basement. What? Now, food comes in through the chimney, mouth, and goes from room to room, greeting the different organs.
Hello.
Now, the good healthy food is very nice and polite to the organs, and so is invited to stay for a party. Yay! But the bad, not healthy foods are very rude and must leave through the cat flap.
Rude.
That doesn't make sense.
Do 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 do.
Do 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 be healthy.
Phone's ringing again. I'm gonna turn it down a little, because it's kind of loud on my end.
Hello?
What's that? A tasty snack? You don't want to go and eat a snack like that.
Okay,
Greedy
see why they
to
got
eat
rid of the
all
phone.
that,
Think of
you'll
that.
end up with your gums all grey.
But something's wrong.
Exactly. How do we know which ones are the healthy foods to eat?
Well, that's easy. The food groups can easily be sorted using the simple health shape. Choosing normal, plain-looking foods such as bread, cream, white sauce, and aspic keep the body ticking over just nicely. Isn't that right?
I need to go.
Oh wait, what's this?
Fancy show-offy foods like cooked meats, fruit salad, soil foods, and yolk.
Ugh.
These foods will clog up the body with unnecessary detail. Oh,
Disregard
no,
anything they say
look,
about food.
It's all broken and on the
Please.
floor.
Everything tastes great. But maybe we should wait before we put it on the plate. Or it could be too late.
This anymore.
Okay, here's the weird part, everyone. Here's where things get creepy like they usually do in these videos.
What's that? A pizza slice? But you're better off with plain white sauce.
What's that? Plain white sauce? Plain white sauce makes your teeth go grey.
Doesn't matter, just throw it away. Why not try something else on your tray?
Oh, what's that? A lovely pie? But you're gonna end up sad inside.
Ugh, sad
Sorry if that makes you sick in any way.
But everyone has the teeth go grey. Just eat yeast and it'll go away.
But how much have you had today? Too much yeast makes your teeth go grey.
How about some onion paste? Looks like fun. Have a taste.
That wasn't onion paste. You shouldn't eat food from a stranger's plate. A stranger's plate. A stranger's plate. A stranger's
Look at this.
plate. A stranger's plate. A stranger's plate. A stranger's plate. A stranger's plate.
Hashtag drug trip. And now he's fat and alone. There goes the phone again. You'll see something special in the end credits as well that's very important. And there's the red guy. Alright, so that was the 5th one. Now let me explain everything. So, this video has gone on for a pretty long time. I usually try 12 to 15 minute videos, but I want to explain the entire in-depth of this in one episode so I remember my theories. So, now let me explain to you. The reason that he wasn't in this episode, the red dude, until the credits was because in episode 4, he realized everything was a lie. He realized society is making me do this, and I'm just a character on a show. And that was like mind-boggling. And the red phone was red because it was him trying to contact them saying, this isn't real. You need to get out now before something bad happens. Because he always assumed something was wrong with everything. And the characters would cut him off when something like that happened. The next thing about that is every time the phone call happened, usually the bird guy would escape into the reality like, wait a second, this isn't real, which was very important. And then the funny thing is, think back to video 3 where he says, I'm hungry, and the guy says, no, you're lonely. And in this video, the guy says the Ken's like, you're hungry. And then Manny, which is the boy, is missing his red friend, which means he's partly lonely. So it's kind of like, wow. That was a realization that one guy had in the YouTube explained videos. And my mind was blown after I read the explanation. Like, I just thought these people were trying to be creepy and weird. But this episode was about how the food, did you see how the cans had like his face on it or something like that? That's to explain the fact of how people advertise bad foods. They advertise it with like your favorite character, like ooh, Disney princesses, or ooh, Thomas, or something like that. And they just use it to get your money and make a quick buck off food that isn't even healthy for you. And it's basically more of the rule of society. They're just, companies are trying to like do things and like things like, ooh, this is good for you, so is this. And trying to make you unhealthy, I guess. But that explains a lot about today's society, let me tell you. Oh gosh. But it explains reality, and you have to think about it. When you think in depth, you're like, oh my gosh, that is how the real world is. And that's how we've been led to believe things. With like even the religion and relationships and like everything and love and just rule of thumb, that's society. And once again, there are good things about it. They're just trying to show the bad things. Now, since Manny is now all alone, he's fat, and the episode left off with him answering the telephone. This is going to explain so many things. We're going to be in for a shock. Now, about June 19th, there have been things saying, all will be explained, and then a picture of the calendar that says June 19th. So we can only safely assume June 19th is when they'll have the 6th episode. And they kind of left it off at a cliffhanger with a very interesting one at that. But we've seen like things about Manny is now in the real world, and maybe he'll form to the rules of society. But his head exploded, but now we know he's roaming the real world. So maybe the dude being eaten from the inside by a can, will maybe he'll be in the real world now, and we'll see him places. Because people have said that one guy was spotted in Paris quite frequently. So, that's interesting. But there are also weird things about June 19th. Every episode is June 19th. So either that's just a calendar date, or they've been planning this forever and ever. And another thing about it, some people have looked up what June 19th is, important days. I think it's also Independence Day. I don't think so. Or something about it. But there's also a thing about this big bombing somewhere and explosions. And as we see in the newspaper, and I think it was episode 2, or episode 3, there's a newspaper, and I think it was episode 2. It was 3. One of the first 3 episodes. And it said June 19th, and there was a picture of an explosion. And there's also one of a meteor in a car. But the explosion, that's key. So, if you have any theories, feel free to show them on my Twitter or the comments in YouTube, and I'll be happy to maybe explain them again. I really don't like doing these videos, but I like people to hear my explanations. And this video has been going on for a really long time. So I'm going to do some editing. Hopefully get it up by today or tomorrow. Hopefully. And I should probably get lunch soon, because it's really close to lunch. But if you took the time to watch this video, thank you for watching. Thank you to all 11 of my subs, because as people say, it's not that easy to get popular on YouTube. It takes lots of time, lots of effort, and maybe someday I'll be up there somewhere. At least I'm not starting out like cringeworthy Dan is not on fire with, "Hi, my name is Dan." But thank you for taking the time out of your life to waste about 45 minutes of your life. So almost pretty close to an hour. Thank you for wasting that and not going outside or doing something productive with your life. Taking the time to watch me and maybe realizing, wow, now I understand the world more. Maybe later on I'll do one on FNAF. There's a weird thing about FNAF World, and I will love to explain that to you. So I guess I'll see you guys next time.